Let us take one final look at the Biden magic. This is the number of voters that I called magic number, a magic number that top up the votes that Biden gets in 2020 to 80 million. We all know from last time that Hillary Clinton, the Democratic candidate, got around 65 million, and Trump this year, he has improved his number by 11 million voters comparing to 2016. So we also know that I think we can be safe to say that Trump got quite a significant amount of his votes from those people who voted Hillary before. Okay, so Biden has lost quite a significant amount from his original Democratic base from 2016. So we did some modeling, either on the whiteboard, I call that the back of the envelope, and also on the spreadsheet. Quantitatively, we could estimate this magic number to be something like 20 million. Now, this 20 million is a very strange number. If these are legitimate, physically existing human beings who were eligible to vote, and these people behave in a very strange way. They did not show up physically. We know for sure that they were nowhere to be seen in the campaign rallies anywhere. Right? They were not there for the last year. They were non-existent. But how about the social media? I think they did not show up as well. Biden just gave his speech after he secured the electoral college votes a couple of days ago, and the number of viewers on the internet did not corroborate with the 80 million voters that I think that officially he has got. So, and then there's another thing that I think is interesting. Let's just pick an example. You know The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, a very popular Hollywood movie star, a celebrity, a likable guy. Now, this guy never endorsed another political candidate. He was never too actively or enthusiastically involved in politics. And this year, 2 months ago, he openly endorsed Biden and Harris, and he made a video on his own YouTube channel. Normally, his videos had tens of thousands of likes and almost no dislikes. But on this particular video, he had more dislikes than likes. So you have one of the most popular Hollywood movie star, mega star, and then you had a historical record holder of a Democratic candidate, and you combine the two, you have more dislikes than likes. Now, how do you explain that? Right? So Biden's magic number did not show up physically in the rallies. They were not enthusiastic on the internet, on the social networks. But then they just went there and show up in the ballots. And this 20 million did not vote for Hillary last time. Probably did not vote at all. So we know we have more than 200 million American citizens who are eligible to vote. But the turnout rate of the registered voters comparing to the last 40 years, or maybe more, has been just too high in 2020. So this is what I call the magic number, the Biden magic, right? But today, let's look at it from a different angle. We say that, like many other races before, this presidential race is basically a battleground with three distinct fronts: social, economical, and political. Socially, I think we have a lot of different minorities, different sectors of the society, but a very good indicator is to look at the blacks. The blacks are an important building block of a successful campaign. We all know as a fact that a Democrat always take advantage of getting the majority of the black votes. And this time, Biden is the first presidential candidate of the Democratic Party who actually won, but did not have 90%, less than 90% of the votes of the blacks. And on the reverse side of that, Trump get double his black votes comparing to 2016. And Trump get more black votes than any other Republican candidate since 1980. Now, so on the social front, on the ethnicity, as an indicator, Biden lost. And Trump had a very spectacular victory. So this is point number one. And let's look at the economy. We all know that when I think it was in 1992, right? Bill Clinton won the election, and George H.W. Bush became the first president for a long time who did not get a second term. And then I think one of those taglines were, is the economy stupid? And we remember, I think that was basically the older Bush was a very popular, moderate politician who did very well in every front, who had a lot of resources and ran a very successful campaign in 1992. So he lost on the economy. So the economy is always a very important battleground. Now, what happened this time? According to a very reliable survey ran by AP with more than 110,000 participants, when you ask the people in the survey whether they rank the economy as important or not, the people who ranked the economy of the country as the most important factor for them to decide who they would choose, those people, more than 80% of those people who believed that the economy is the top priority, voted Trump. So, on the second front, on the economy, basically the people have a clear choice, Donald J. Trump. So on the second battleground, Biden lost as well. Now, let's look at the political spectrum. We all know that in reality, whether the meaning of left and right sometimes doesn't make a lot of sense. But we do look at a political candidate on a spectrum measuring from the extreme left, or we call that radical, to moderate in the middle, to whatever we call that ultra right, right? And we know that to be a successful Democratic candidate, you have to behave like a moderate, because you need to get the people in the middle ground. You need to get the people who are just slightly left of the middle, the majority of the voters, in order to compete with the Republicans on different agendas. But you know that with Kamala Harris on the ticket, and with the squad, and with all this radicalization of the younger generation, you have watched this campaign, Biden has moved further left than any other Democratic candidate in the last 20, 30, 40 years. But he still got 18 million votes. So he lost the middle ground. he did not win on the economics, on the economy of the nation, and he lost a significant amount of the black vote. So he lost basically on the three distinct battlegrounds in this election. But then he still got the magic of 80 million, that those people did not show up physically, were not existent, were not existent on the social media, and there's no enthusiasm, and then he won the race. So I think we leave you with that. Bye.